Welcome to another edition of the Sports Point. And we are back. We got the crew in the house. That is what it's all about. The Yankees out of Henry are the best to handle a blow.
I think there is a higher power at play here.
So do
all that dude is the ultimate trash. Every person you have is trash.
Next game, you're going to see a big performance. You can see it in the end of the game, and I'm just totally excited for this.
And we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports Port. It's Barnes, it's Matt, it's Michael.
Hello.
It's a football Friday.
Hello.
How's everyone doing today?
Oh, great.
Awesome. Completely marvelous.
Completely marvelous, dude.
Can we get some good omens? Are they going to be wrong about the snowstorm, Matthew?
Yes.
Dude, I feel like they're gonna be wrong. I think you'll be all right, dude.
I put my weather.
You're not gonna have to spend your night at Bradley International Airport, dude. In where's that again?
Well, technically, he is.
Windsor Locks.
Windsor Locks, dude. The great town of Windsor Locks, Connecticut, dude. Sounds great.
So we'll see what happens. And I had mentioned to you, it's been a common theme, some sauna talk. So yesterday was a winner. We actually had two separate sauna sessions. The first one more normal, but kind of hilarious. Like it just happens to be when I'm in there too.
What time was this first one?
Probably 4:30, 5 o'clock in Trumbull.
Okay.
So I'm in there and they're just randomly talking about Mohegan. And going on and on about how, it's so much more rigged there and how the casinos in the Caribbean, you win so much, and how one of their friends, was so big on it and then ended up getting the divorce because he blew it and all this stuff and going on. It was a 15-minute conversation. I barely said anything.
He got divorced.
I'm just listening, but it's just it was so ridiculous.
You didn't chime in with he got divorced?
So that was just a little warm up. Everybody's having a good time talking about that. But then, this was just an all-time classic. So go to the one at Stanford. There's this guy. I've seen him in there before. He's one of those chiefs that I talk about with the heavy breathing and stuff.
Right.
He turned into a werewolf in the sauna. I swear to God. He just
come on.
growling, dude. I swear to God. 10 minutes straight. Growling. Just in there. I swear to God, with that type of face on. I was scared. I thought he was going to try to eat us all. I'm not kidding. Please, am I crazy?
No.
Have we seen this before?
No. Dude.
I just don't understand it. What are you doing? And I tried looking around to get some help, but I couldn't quite get any. I think people were a little scared.
He's needed to hog a loogie, dude?
and then he's doing the bands like that.
Oh, you have bands in there too, dude?
I don't know.
It's so bad,
bro. I just
That's
don't
terrible.
understand it. If I had a video, I swear to God, we would get 1 million views on it.
You got to try next time.
I know you just obviously it's just so awkward.
You should pretend you're doing some weird shit back.
Right.
Filming.
Dude, I swear you guys
mirror what he does.
You could pretend you're filming yourself.
I'll give you a band.
Yeah.
Bring in there.
No, and I know he seems like he's a regular, so and he also he's obsessed with it, in and out and resetting the sauna, going back in. So he's the big stretch. No, the worst. I don't know if you guys ever get this. I absolutely can't take it. So there's a couple people there. Maybe there's not a room to sit, but they stand directly in front of the center. Oh, okay. I guess I might as well just go take a cold shower. I mean, what is that, though? Tell me that's not a sign of disrespect, Michael.
No gym etiquette, Matt.
So it's all about etiquette, dude. It's all etiquette. You got to have it. You got to talk, we talk about it all the time. Nobody has it, dude.
Yeah.
Nobody has it at the edge either, really.
And then you'll have
It's not as bad as LA.
I mean, luckily, it doesn't happen too often, but then you'll have the people that'll just stand there completely naked.
I know.
Just drying off. Just in front of her, talking, having a conversation with someone.
Just right there.
It's just I don't care if you don't care, but that doesn't mean that no one else cares.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Again, no etiquette.
Yeah.
Etiquette.
You're so comfortable. Great for you, bud. It's just
there's this one chief at the edge in the morning early, and he'll walk around butt ass naked in the locker room like he's in
the NBA.
Has clothes on, bro.
Right.
He'll walk to the area where you enter. People could almost see through there.
Yeah, dude.
He's just walking around.
No. What about too? How they'll have the towel in the hands? Like,
oh, I know.
Like they want a nice air dry? Is that what it is? Like,
I know it's ridiculous.
like what is it though? Honestly, like it's like they're oblivious. They like. I
think it's just it comes down to no etiquette. Dude.
Yeah.
You gotta have. It should be innate.
Right. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you're changing in the locker room.
Like, how are you going to go in there
in your face in the corner, like, whatever?
Nude,
like,
you know what I mean?
Right. But to just be, like, walking around.
But you know what they would say, though? Well, this is what it's for. This is like, in the sauna.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, yeah, but, like, yeah, maybe in 1968.
Yeah.
Not now.
I know. It's just horrible.
Nobody wants to see that shit.
Yeah. So, luckily, like I said, I mean, Trumbull, Stratford, LA
like,
Fitness.
Dude, go in with, have they ever heard of compression shorts?
I know.
That's basically like you're in the nude.
Right.
With covering, though.
Yes.
That's what you call etiquette.
I'm just nervous. It's like, what's next? I mean, we had the shaving.
Somebody's
had the werewolf.
Someone's going to eat dinner.
Somebody had to get taken off with a stretcher.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, remember I said, like, it was, like, blocking me and, like,
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, Jesus. But seems like they finally got the heat down at least. Like it's the temperature's
That's awesome.
Set.
Yeah,
good, finally.
So
you're not freezing.
I'll keep you guys posted.
That's hilarious.
Anything else comes up. But let's get started into the world of the National Football League.
Juju Smith-Schuster is blown up. It is caught. DeAndre Hopkins. Do not stand up with that man and let him just throw you out of the club. On its way. It bounces off the crossbar, and it's good. Oh my goodness!
You know, I wish Tony was here because for one more time I could say, can you believe we're down to the final four?
No, dude.
Championship Sunday.
Bro. What? I mean, an epic.
So I'm excited.
Two epic matchups.
I think we're gonna have two close games. So we got one at 3, one at 6:30. First one, 3 o'clock. It's Nance. It's Romo. It's Tracy Wolfson. It's Cincinnati at Kansas City at Arrowhead. It's Patrick Mahomes with only one career interception and loss in Kansas City in his playoff career history. So it's a spot where they've succeeded. You know, the only loss being that overtime against the Patriots back in 2018. So, you know, that being said, I mean, obviously, Cincinnati has not even been anywhere near this spot before. You know, a couple of weeks ago, they won their first playoff game in 30 years. Now they're one win away from returning to the Super Bowl for the first time since Boomer Esiason was quarterback.
Hey, Boomer.
And you know who was his wide receiver?
I do not.
Chris Collinsworth.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So it's been It's unbelievable. This guy's like a magician out there. It's so annoying. There's no way that they're taking it. It's going to be Tirico and Collinsworth for Sunday Night Football next year. I just, you know.
Well, if they got rid of Collinsworth, who would
Breeze.
Oh yeah.
Who I get
it. People say he sucks. I didn't really. I just watched. I missed a lot of their pregame with him in there.
Okay. I don't watch that much pregame either.
I mean, he can't be that bad. How bad can he be?
Nobody can be worse than
Jason Witten. Dude.
Yeah. What do you think, Joe? I mean, how do you stare at somebody like that? You know what I mean? Like, do you think he was like on something?
You know what might happen? Might have got a little too. Yeah, if he hits the bunch, maybe it was too much.
You think that's what it was?
Get all nervous.
No, nothing tops. I know you remember this. Eminem.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna
Saturday Night Football at Eastern. Oh, it just kind of freaking out. Live TV kind of freaks me out.
Dude, no.
How much acid did you take, dude?
He started like this.
Yo, this is crazy. Brett, you're in my like all-time like announcing team. Herb Street, like you're up there. But Brett, you're a legend. I mean, it just I don't know. People don't think sometimes, I guess.
Dude, we're gonna have to pull that up. We'll pull it up. But that was
an all-time classic.
That was an all-time classic, dude. He was maybe him and Witten, you know, they shared the same.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Humble mumbo before going on air live.
It's just crazy how that works too, and it like how so he was kind of sought after. Now it appears. I mean, his career in broadcasting is over before it really even started. And then you think about Jay Cutler. He was all set to be an analyst on Fox. He goes back to the Dolphins. He's get divorced, and now nobody's ever heard from him. Oh, they haven't? Oh, my God. How insane is that? I can't wait till Mike takes a look at this. I mean, Herbie's cracking up. I can't wait till. How do you think Chris Fowler would have handled that if he was with Herbie there?
Dude, I mean, he probably would have cracked him too.
No, because he acts like, you know what I mean? Like he's Fowler, so like
he would have been like, look at Eminem over here. He doesn't even know where he is.
He's so like upper echelon, like the way he carries himself. Unbelievable, unbelievable. That being said, though, like we were speaking to, Kansas City's familiar with this spot. Cincinnati, not so much, but the offense has been churning. Obviously, 9 sacks against Burrow last week. That is concerning, and on the road at Arrowhead, not an easy spot. So I mean, how do you feel? Do you think that they have enough to compete here?
They got enough to compete. It's really crazy, bro, because offensively they're about the same, dude. Bengals score 27 points a game. Chiefs 27.1 to be exact for the Bengals, 28.2 to be exact for the Chiefs, dude. So very even there. The big difference is defense, bro. Cincinnati only gives up 17.5 points a game. Kansas City gives up 28.5. So, dude, Joe Burrow can carve up the Chiefs defense. If the Chiefs, I'll say this: if the Chiefs lose, this is my initial feeling going into this game. It'll be because of their defense lets them down. Because Mahomes and that offense is going to do everything they need to do. They're going to click on all cylinders, bro. This is the championship game. They've been here before, like you said.
Yeah.
So.
Fourth straight,
dude. Andy Reid, only coach
in NFL
history to go to 4 straight.
Two separate stops.
And is it in 2 separate stops, or was it in both
2 separate times? Oh,
all of that. Combination of both. Yeah,
all of it.
Isn't that crazy, bro? When like one of those things happens and it encompasses a multitude of those. Things. Like it's the first time for this, and also this, and also that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like 2 different divisions, two different conferences, 2 different divisions.
Yeah. And you know what's crazy with Reid is you think about all those championship games they went to, the one Super Bowl that they lose, what he had to deal with T.O., but that he had the kahunas to trade McNabb to Washington.
Yeah, I swear, bro. I remember that was like, I think we were like sophomores in high school, I want to say.
No, actually, so I remember it perfectly because I know you remember this game. They actually played each other.
Yeah.
And Vic hit Deshaun
right?
Jackson for like 80-yard touchdowns. McNabb did okay, but Philly won by like a couple scores. Okay. Freshman year of college, actually, is what it was.
No shit.
Yeah, because I remember watching it at Iona.
Okay, dude. So I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I thought it was sophomore year of high school for some reason.
Actually, I mean, we could look it up right now.
It would have been like
so it's McNabb. He actually only played 1 year
with Washington.
In Washington,
and he got hurt. Right?
It was 2010. So that would be freshman year. Of
dude,
college.
So I remember that was the first thought I had. I was like, I can't believe they traded him in the division.
Right. So it's just like
division. Not that it really matters. I mean, McNabb was at the end anyway, but like.
And the crazy part is, I mean, you look at his rating the year before was a 92.9, 22 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. And, he had one of the higher QBRs of his career since they started that stat back in 2006.
Quick turnaround.
But it's just like, how did Andy know? Like, was it like some buzz on the fastball?
It had to be, dude. He's just smart, bro. And maybe McNabb is a chief, man.
Yeah.
Like, I just, with the whole thing with T.O., dude, he's like, when I see, so I think he takes no part in that whole thing, dude. Like, don't be such a bitch.
And I feel like, too, the thing with McNabb is, touchdown wise, for the most part, he didn't have crazy production. 1 year he threw 30 turnovers. He usually kept in check, but his completion percentage was always right around 60. And I think that's what held back. Like, when you have receivers like T.O. and stuff, it's like you got to hit him in stride.
Yeah, exactly, dude. If you don't, dude, if you have T.O. like that, like McNabb in that instance, having T.O. on the team that year, if you don't complete at least 70%, 73% of your passes, dude. You have T.O. You should be throwing T.O. fucking 3/4 of the time,
right?
75% as it is. Dude, I can't believe that how sick that team was.
Yeah.
And they had Westbrook too, right?
Yeah, Brian Westbrook.
And Dawkins.
And then besides Macklin and Jackson, was there a guy before that who was good? I feel like there was, but I just can't think of it.
I can't think of it either, dude.
James Thrash back in the day.
Yeah.
Todd Pinkston.
Pinkston, dude.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh my goodness, Barnes. Those Eagles teams, bro.
I know.
Forced to be reckoned with.
I know.
My goodness.
So that was just kind of interesting. And then, he goes to just as inaccurate quarterback as Vic, and then that works for a year. Then he flames out, and then that's it. And it's just like, even though, of course, he made the playoffs this year, but obviously, I'm sure Philadelphia has to regret getting rid of him.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it feels like the Chiefs. He's been on the Chiefs forever now. The Eagles seems like a lifetime ago.
So I believe he's been on the Chiefs since 2013. I want to say. So they've just the track record is unbelievable. The fact that he handpicked Patrick Mahomes, had the wherewithal to rest him for a full year. And then only play him, besides the last game of the season when they already clinched, to trade away Alex Smith to get something for him. I mean, just what a track record.
Yeah, and just seems 2013, first year with the Chiefs.
And it just seems like when he has the horses, I mean, he's
2013. It's been almost 10 years.
Yeah. Well, because you know what it is? We just think of him with Mahomes, but Smith was there for a few years.
I know.
That's why.
We do just think of him with Mahomes. You're right. You're absolutely right.
So really, I was happy to see that, no matter what happens the rest of his career, we know that he will, have at least one Super Bowl because I thought, he really needed to cement his legacy. And, he goes way back. I want to say he has some ties to like the Bill Walsh coaching tree. And
Mike Holmgren.
Yeah. And Holmgren with the Packers as well. So, he's just been really a big part of the game for decades at this point. So, this would be a chance to get to his third or fourth Super Bowl, which is crazy how quick it's added up after only having one before he went to Kansas City. So how do you, do you expect them to take care of business here?
Yeah, I do. I think it's going to be, this one will be a close game. I honestly, bro, you know what I'm going to say? I told this to Mike earlier. Like, I think it's going to be a continuation of next week or next week
of last week,
dude. Yeah. I could easily see this being another walk-off, dude. And I would say it would be the Chiefs prevailing. Like I said, dude, before, I think if anything, if what'll fail the Chiefs, if anything does, it'll be their defense, dude. It'll be the defense. And honestly, dude, if the Bengals win, it'll be because of their defense. Mm-hmm. So they'd be able to step up and kind of shut down Mahomes and them boys. But I don't see that happening though. I don't see that happening. I think the Chiefs are on a mission due to avenge what happened last year. And they're gonna take it. I think they're gonna take it. Dude, 26-20, bro, on a walk-off touchdown.
Wow. OT or no?
No.
Regulation. Wow.
Tyreek Hill.
Yeah. No, I mean, definitely could see that. Total set of 54.
So I'm picking the Kansas City Chiefs to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl.
And actually, that would be them representing, but it would be the Bengals covering because they're +7. So that would be kind of interesting if we get a scenario like that.
And the over/under, I think, is 54.
54.5.
54.5.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't even cover
that. So looking at this, I'm gonna say definitely agree with you on Kansas City. And I think it's actually going to end up being 31-17. So that would actually be under as well. But the Chiefs covering. And I just think Burrow, as good as he's looked, the offensive line concerns, the first time in an AFC championship. I think it's just too big for the moment. The moment is too big for him. That's what I mean. But
it's right there, dude.
I think it'll be close early. Maybe they're up a touchdown. Cincinnati driving with a couple minutes left. Pick 6. Cementing it. That's how I see it happening. So that'll be a 3:00 game on CBS. And I forgot I've asked so many people this. Where are you with Romo? Do you like him announcing or no?
Yeah, dude. No, I think he's good. I don't have a problem with him.
Yeah, I like the enthusiasm. Some people kind of rip it, but it's like
whatever. Dude, he's probably just so excited,
right?
You know? But I get why people get annoyed too.
Yeah,
But I mean, I don't mind it.
but I just think he's better than a lot of the analysts out there. I mean, hands far and away better than anybody on the ESPN broadcasting team. Way better than Collinsworth.
Yeah.
And I guess Aikman, but I think he's more
a
new
lot
school.
A lot of people think Aikman's like the best one.
Yeah. I just feel like, don't you feel like he's more arrogant though
Aikman
than Romo?
Yeah.
Like I feel like he
100%.
has like this like.
Well, because dude, I mean, he won. Romo didn't win.
But how do you like? Because I always look at this, and I know you got to keep in mind different eras, of course. But if you look at his numbers, I mean, really nothing pops out. But I mean, do you feel like, besides the fact that you have Emmitt Smith, arguably the best running back of all time, that he just didn't need to throw and he did what he needed to do? But I still just feel like it's like, that being said, it's like, to be an all-time great quarterback, you should be, instead of a complimentary reason why you win, you should be the main reason. So that's why I just feel like he might, in a sense, be a little overrated.
I can see that, dude. I mean,
I almost want to say,
like you said, though, dude. I mean, think about you have Emmitt Smith, so you're handing off the ball probably a lot of the time. During the time that they played together, and I think that kind of dictated those stats, or lack thereof, in terms of what passing you said.
Yeah.
So,
just curious if you could get this one right. So, take a guess, Troy Aikman, like either or, how many seasons in his career, and he played 12 seasons, that he had either 3,500 yards or 25 touchdowns.
How many seasons did he play? 12?
Yeah.
6.
0. He had over 20 touchdowns one time, and he never passed for over 3,445 yards. Isn't that kind of
how many rings though?
3, but like I said,
I don't like the Cowboys, but
it's almost like a Garoppolo situation. But I guess maybe a little better, but different game back then too. But
the Cowboys were Chiefs anyway.
Yeah,
except they're not, because Kansas City's the Chiefs.
yeah, exactly. So just something. It's just funny when you go do a little audit on the numbers. But yeah, so I hope we get an exciting one. That'll lead us off on Sunday. And the late game, 6:30, Fox, Buck, Aikman, and obviously Aaron Andrews. So you look at this one, the Rams, after playing on the road in Tampa last week, return home and hoping to end their season with 2 straight home games. As they aim to be, for 2 years in a row, have a team have home field advantage in the Super Bowl, something we had never seen before. So they have a great opportunity. They've lost 6 games in a row to San Francisco. So obviously that's got to be weighing on their mind. And the fact that, they played the last week of the season and had, I believe, a 18-point lead into the fourth quarter, somehow blew it. So, I mean, that's got to weigh on their mind as well. But it's just like, Stafford's first championship game, Odell first time in this spot, same thing. Obviously Kupp's been in the big game before. So some experience on their side from that Super Bowl appearance against the Patriots. Same thing on the other side with the Niners, but Garoppolo not exactly instilling confidence with everybody after his play last week. A lot of factors to consider. Vegas sees this as a close game, as Rams are 3.5-point favorites, and they're expecting, a little less scoring than the first game, as the total set at 45.5. What are you looking for in this one? What are you expecting to see,
dude? Again, defense. The difference here is going to be defense, because they average around the same points per game. 25.1 for the Niners, 27.1 for the Rams, so just 2 points more, and points allowed per game. The Niners defense 13.5, Rams 19. So there you go, right there. That's a touchdowns difference. And so with the Niners defensively, you're gonna have Bosa back. Bosa was in Rodgers' face last week, like every single play. And dude, and then when he went down, the rest of the team stepped up, and they only allowed the Packers to score 10 points, dude. So the Niners defense is ridiculous. Looking at the Rams defensively, though, so are they. I mean, Aaron Donald, Von Miller seems to be playing like back in his prime, Denver days. So dude, I could see it being a defensive struggle. Offensively, bro, Jimmy Garoppolo, like you said, how trustworthy? Seems like he's just gonna throw a pick at the most untimely, place in the game. And then Stafford on the other side with the Rams, a much better passer, a much better overall QB, dude. 41 touchdowns, only 17 picks this year. So only 17, but it's like, the 41 touchdowns stands out. And offensively, the weapons, dude, I think while the Niners, bro, with Debo and who's the other receiver, number 13?
Ayuk?
Yep, Ayuk. I forget if he's number 13. I think he is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Debo is just that utility knife, dude. Like it's crazy. He's Cordell Patterson, but better, I believe, anyway.
I mean, I feel like it like the fact that 1,400 yards receiving, like people kind of forget about that because, like, flashed out in the scene his rookie year last year, he was banged up, and then I believe he led the team in rushing touchdowns this year, which is obviously a little crazy. 8 rushing touchdowns as a wide receiver.
So he had 6 as receiving.
14, and then he had almost 2,000 yards from scrimmage, 1770. So.
And almost
threw a touchdown,
and 1,400 passing yards, like you said, or receiving yards.
Yeah.
So with that being said, though, dude, I think the Rams are a little bit more stacked offensively, dude. I mean, Cooper Kupp, a Triple Crown winner this year, fucking insane, dude. 145 receptions, 1,947 yards, and 16 touchdowns. Damn. Not to mention now, and then they have Odell.
Right.
Akers is back, even though he was fumbling all over the place last week, but.
But don't you feel like I mean, if I was a coach, he'd be inactive, and I would just run Michelle and Henderson.
They should definitely get Michelle a little bit more involved than they did last week.
Yeah,
that was a mistake. I think. I mean,
dude,
I don't think you're gonna get away.
How funny is this?
Around. What does that say?
No, just
his face.
Oh my god! No, but isn't it very similar the way, like, when Stephen A says something, how it's like that's like fact and anything he says, and it's like the same thing with Francesa. Dude,
No.
Yeah, absolutely not. He can ball.
What do you mean? No, I didn't. I didn't say that. That's what Francesa.
So you waited an hour. You waited an hour. How about go pick up a book? You got a book near you?
Yo, remember when we were in college, we would call in Francesa, and it was hilarious.
Time. Oh my god, that was so funny.
He cuts everybody off. He doesn't let anybody finish.
Yeah, huh?
Everybody that calls in.
He's the big kahuna. I did have an opportunity to get involved in coaching at one time. Shut the fuck up.
You would have been the worst. Coach what?
Football, he was saying.
Yeah.
I that's just something I have a hard time believing.
I'm sure he would have commanded a lot of respect.
So do you think the Rams command respect here as 3.5 point favorites?
Yeah, dude. So I think the Rams will definitely cover, dude. I think this would be another close game, but it's going to be the Rams 30-14.
Wow. Okay. So it's same kind of feel in terms of pulling away late, close
pulling
early.
away late. It'll be a close battle throughout. And then Rams offense is going to start clicking and pull away in the fourth quarter. And that'll be the difference.
So I'm going to say usually, and I know, it's year to year, it's a different thing, but you get Championship Sunday, you have one really close game, and then the other game gets out of hand. And I remember this perfectly. So this is, I think, actually 2018, because I think that was Peyton's last year. So it was the Broncos Patriots, and then the night game was the Panthers and the Cardinals. Going into like Carson Palmer finally get to the big game, and I think like the Panthers were up 21-0 like in the first quarter or something, a couple pick sixes after a really close game with the Patriots in Denver. And I was so pumped that Brady lost. So I kind of think this is like the same kind of second game situation. And I think maybe first half it's close. Maybe the Rams are up 14-10 at the half, and then they end up winning 31-20. And I think it's just Stafford. This is his time. Being that number one pick in 2009, he's been waiting for this moment his whole career. To get to the pinnacle game, and I think he gets there. And I think waiting for him is none other than Patrick Mahomes, and what a Super Bowl it would be. And we knew these teams were destined to meet at some point after I mentioned it before that game that got moved from Mexico City. And I think it ended up being like 51-48, whatever it was, sparks flying all over the place. We've been waiting to see this matchup since then.
Yep. Rams Chiefs.
And then, got to go with Patrick, right?
Yeah. I mean,
I know what you mean. Like, I want to see Stafford win, just because he deserves it. But it's just like
I know. I like.
But then Stafford will be home, but Mahomes in a dome.
Dude, I know.
Like how much trouble?
Wait. Yeah, because the Super Bowl's in SoFi, right?
Renee's calling me out for the fresh cut. Appreciate it.
Go.
Could Tom Brady retire but return in a year or two? No.
Once he goes,
but listen. He wants his shining moment.
He wants to go out.
He wants his gift. He wants his gift baskets. Every stadium he goes, the pregame ceremony, the sit-down interview with Nance. We know all this stuff is coming. Right?
Yeah, definitely. For the documentary,
the chief himself.
Yeah, so he's gonna do it, but whatever. He's sitting at home now, so enjoy the time on the couch, bud, because you're not getting back to the big game again. Neither are the Patriots, as long as the rat Bill Belichick is the head coach. But I'm basically what you're saying is you lean the Chiefs as well if that's the matchup we get.
Yep.
So it should be fun, and like I said, coverage gets underway with the NFL today at 2:00 on Sunday, and they'll get you all set for the first game, Chiefs hosting the Bengals. So we'll keep an eye out for that. But for now, let's go to the world of the National Basketball Association.
The Bulls go! LeBron James at the buzzer! He banks in the three! And the Lakers win the game!
I know. So they obviously did not win the game, but LeBron did not play. So got to kind of give him a pass, even though it did get ugly as the Lakers fall to the Sixers, so 105-87. But we did get 31 points, 12 boards from AD. So despite, the blowout loss, good to see that, in only a second game back since that injury.
Yeah.
But, we've seen this before. The Lakers literally have no shot if LeBron's not in the court. Is that simple?
Yeah. No.
There's no.
Dude, and he's, starting to see him miss more and more time, dude.
Yeah.
For injury.
After being such an iron horse.
Yeah.
Wear and tear. The first part of his career.
But
I do think, too, I don't think he necessarily needed to.
Matt's hating a little.
No, but I don't think he necessarily needed to sit. I think it was a situation where they're like, we're really going to expend all this energy against the Sixers team that's, a lot better than us. So I think that was more of the case.
Yeah, what about Danny Green saying Joel Embiid is Shaq with footwork and a touch? I feel like that's a little. Has he not seen highlights?
When was the last time Danny Green made a shot?
Or that's what I'm saying. And did you see the video I sent you, Barnes and Matt?
I think I missed it.
Oh well, of course you did. I'm gonna play the audio real quick.
Oh, and then also, Mike.
We need a breakdown from you on this.
We got to watch the Eminem.
Yeah, can you actually just pull that up right now?
Hold on.
All right, after this.
You have to be a defensive driver. You don't have time to talk on the phone. You don't have time to eat. You don't have time to do a lot of things that most people do every single day, which is more dangerous than riding a motorcycle. Yeah. You have to really be focused on seeing the traffic ahead. He doesn't know about this. He's never ridden it. Never understands what it takes to be a winner.
That's Michael Jordan on Oprah talking about Charles Barkley in front of Charles Barkley.
Oh my god!
I thought you'd get a kick out of it.
Yeah,
Dude.
that's hilarious.
He's talking about just how like riding a motorcycle is actually harder, and you have to be like so focused and blah blah all this stuff, have all of attention. And he's like, it's like winning a championship, and obviously Barkley doesn't. He said he doesn't know anything about that.
But they are good friends.
Oh yeah, well not right now,
not
not right
Dude,
now.
what was the?
Because Jordan got pissed at Barkley for saying he's not a good owner.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but Jordan's a
What's happening,
rat.
Chief, with that.
Jordan's a rat, but also I feel like Barkley, like I'm not even trying to hate on him, but I just feel like he's not like that intelligent.
He is, dude. He's a smart dude, and
But what makes you say that though?
I've seen him talk about stuff other than sports and
Mhm.
basketball, and he seems like he has a good head on his shoulders. But also, I just think he's more real. He's more of a man of the people. Like Jordan's a rat. You're a server for dinner one time, like was taking their table, and obviously that bill was gonna be like $8K.
Right.
So the tips should be amazing. And Jordan told her, like, don't expect a tip. Your tip is being our server. And Barkley like doubled the tip and like on the side, and gave her the.
Where did you hear that?
Look it up. It's a known.
Oh no, I just wasn't sure if there was. Like,
yeah, I've known that, dude. I used to be a huge Jordan fan, and then like all that stuff that's like come out about him being just like a dick person, just kind of like.
Yeah,
burned
well,
that.
I mean, and then I forgot which player it was. On the
Richard Hamilton.
Bulls.
No, it was Richard Hamilton on the Wizards wearing
right.
his sneakers, right? Is that what you're talking about?
No. This guy in the Bulls, like he like said this stuff about him, like with like other women and like like it so his wife could see. I don't know something.
Yeah, no, the dude that was like the 12th man on the team. Yeah, he's actually Southern's coach.
Yeah.
Right now, when I played against Southern, he was their coach.
Wow. Okay.
I'm trying to think of that dude's name.
I forget. It doesn't matter. But yeah, and even Rip Hamilton, he told him to take off his shoes mid-game. You're never going to be able to wear those, even though he signed them.
You know what I actually heard on the fan yesterday, and I don't. You never know how people exaggerate, but there was a guy at the Knicks game called out Randall. Said Julius. So this is what we get for 118 million, and supposedly that's all he said. No swears or anything. And Julius pointed at the security. They gave him some card saying, "This is your warning. One more time, you're out of here." How weak is that?
I can't. Just like this.
Yes.
Fan getting ejected with Carmelo being called boy constantly.
But like
they're so soft. This generation, dude. They're so soft. All of them. They really are.
Yeah.
They're all soft. They all have weak minds in terms of like knowing like who your job is to entertain. That like if the opposing fans are chirping at you, that's their job essentially.
And you notice though a pattern here. This only happens in basketball. It
I know.
Doesn't happen in baseball.
No,
you could. We've done it in the.
Oh my gosh, dude! Baseball is anything goes.
Oh my god! No, the best is Iona. We went with a bunch of people freshman year. They're playing the Twins. Delman Young, left field. We're in the bleachers. Literally the whole time, every single one of us. Delman, like literally like that, like the whole game. Yeah. No one's bothering you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what type of society do we live in?
I know it's soft.
Yeah,
soft, man.
That's the problem. That
It's
is
tough.
definitely the problem. But yeah, that's crazy with Melo. So tough one for the Lakers. Obviously, next time you hope AD has another game like that with LeBron back. We'll have to wait and see. The other game was between Minnesota and the Warriors, and this was a pretty close one till the fourth quarter. Warriors pull away, win by 9, 124-115. And kind of like we expected, all the big names showed up here. You look at the numbers in all-star starter Andrew Wiggins, 19 points, 5 boards.
Andy?
5 of 8 from 3. Curry with 29. Clay with 23. As well as they got 19 off the bench from Jordan Poole. So all in all, a good victory for them. And then Edwards, 27 points, 9 of 9 from the free throw line, but 2 of 11 from the 3-point line. That kind of did him in. And then Towns, 31, 12 and 6. Pretty big game. Didn't get much from D loading. 8
Still
points,
loading.
4 rebounds as he's working on the connection. But hey, I mean, I think, kind of in a way, a good loss for Minnesota. They competed the whole game.
Yeah, no,
So,
that's
yeah.
what I'm saying. It took Clay to hit 5 straight threes basically in the third or whatever it was, fourth, I mean, to pull away.
Yeah, exactly.
So you don't have that performance. You have
Right.
D'Lo step up a little bit.
Yeah.
You go 2 for 5 from 3 and you win the game.
Different ball game.
But it's good to see them competitive.
Yeah, absolutely.
I want to just do go ahead.
Yeah. I was gonna say we'll do that, but dude, pull up.
Yeah. Oh.
Eminem.
I know I've seen
You have seen it?
Eminem on when he's all like
on Saturday Night
Football.
I know it's ridiculous.
I hopefully some of our viewers haven't seen this because I just feel like they're gonna get to
introduce Marshall Mathers. Some of you may know him as Eminem, but he's going to join the Saturday night crew with our music next Saturday night. But folks, I want to take you to the world premiere of one of his new videos called Berserk. Take a listen. It's headed for the top of the charts. Rick Rubin, who was helping produce that with you, Marshall. Yes, sorry, live TV.
Oh, that's what it is, live TV.
Yes, I'm sorry. What was the question?
I think he's just a clone.
Yeah.
Honestly.
What do you mean?
He's just not Eminem. It's a clone. It's not even him.
Are you,
And he's just like malfunctioning here.
With our
wait, but really?
I swear.
But so then where is Eminem?
Not around.
What do you think about that?
I mean, that is ridiculous. That is, I've never seen.
If it's not the clone, what is it?
I think
drugs.
He doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Or he's just being a chief and being like funny and making fun of live television.
That's what I think.
To be honest, too.
That's
Really?
what I think it is.
He is known to like.
Because he doesn't care.
He's known to do this to
Yeah.
mainstream
Yeah,
media. A lot.
that's more than anything.
And he's just probably like, being like,
How much?
Because, bro, you gotta think. What's he thinking? It's like, what are they gonna do if I do this?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. Like
this is weird. Have you
When
seen
I was
this?
a student,
Shaq
I'd write
glitching.
long essays that I'd work on for days. But
It's fucking
now
weird.
I'm writing short.
It's just weird.
EJ's Neato stat of the night.
Presented by no one.
All right, so watch out.
That could only be the musical stylings
Look at
of
him.
Victor Oladipo, who is the
Look at him.
reigning two-time champion of the All-Star Weekend.
Watch, and then they say his name.
Talent show.
You are talented. I give you a little credit on that.
He's
a lot of credit.
watch
You're
this.
very talented. I mean,
Oh, they're not going to show him move, dude.
They might.
you know they call me old brown eyes, right?
As a matter of fact,
Okay.
you both have experience singing New York, New York.
They're just, like, ignoring him.
Slam
It's
dunk
weird.
contest. Yours was
They
in
like
Vegas.
know he's gonna.
Yes.
We had the
I
show
don't
out
know.
there. Here's just
But
a little
that-
sampling.
To me, that looks like a cutout.
I know it's not.
In old New York.
Watch.
A long-awaited duet. Victor Oladipo, Charles Barkley, New York,
They just
New
move.
York.
Hey, yo, let me lead, bro. Let me lead.
I mean, there's no way he like had some type of like medical episode. No, because he didn't even blink. Michael, clone. What do we got?
Dude, that's
Is
just.
that why he's trashing Vucevic? Because it's not him.
I think so.
Yeah.
Shaq's not
They
here.
want him to trash.
Dude, clones are so freaky. Like I can't.
Dude, think
I
about
can't even
this.
think about it for 1 second.
I know.
I
Yeah.
might be kidding. It's that freaky.
Just,
No. But I was listening. to
I
what
was
you
gonna
said.
say real quick. Remember when we were kids? Like, just think about this. It was like 02 or 01. They cloned this weird ass lady gets on national television. I'll never forget it because my stepfather would always, watch whatever. And some lady talking about they've cloned their first sheep. So, 25 years later, you never know.
You never know where technology is going to take you.
Oh, let's do the frenzy though.
The NBA frenzy.
So there's a lot of games. All right. We're really just gonna
Hammer it.
hammer it right here. Okay, so it's Friday. We've got the Detroit Pistons. This is a horrible game versus the Orlando Magic.
Pistons 95, Magic 89, Sadiq Bey 35.
Magic 100. Detroit 95.
All right, we've got Barnes's Los Angeles Lakers taking on the young, energetic Charlotte Hornets.
Lakers 135, Hornets 134. LeBron at the buzzer.
Hornets 118, Lakers 108. We be 108.
All right, and now we're going to go to Boston versus Atlanta. Both kind of have similar records at 25 and 24 for Boston and 22 and 25 for Atlanta.
You know, I am going to go with Trey. I think he's tight the way the season has started. Give him 45 points. Hawks 119, Boston 105.
Matthew?
Gonna go with Atlanta 103, Boston 95.
All right, Denver Nuggets against the Pelicans. Who you got, Barnes?
Denver 135, Pelicans 121, Jokic 50.
Wow. Matt?
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna go with the Nuggets as well. Who are they playing again?
Come on, Smo.
Come on. I'm not on Facebook now, bro. No, seriously, who are they playing?
The Pelicans.
Oh, dude. Nuggets all day, dude. 118, 115.
All right. The Clippers are battling against Miami.
Miami 110, Clippers 79.
Yeah, Miami all day, 125 to 98.
All right. We've got Portland versus the youngsters in Houston.
Houston 95, Portland 81.
Wow. Portland 95. Houston.
All right, we got
That's a
first time All-Star Ja Morant versus the falling Utah Jazz.
Memphis 125, Utah 115.
It's gonna be a close one. Definitely rolling with Memphis 132, Utah 129.
All right. Now we have the Indiana Pacers versus the Oklahoma City Thunder in the toilet bowl.
Pacers, another road victory. 128 to 110. Sabonis 30 and 30.
Wow. Oklahoma City 115, Indiana 110.
Wow, I'm impressed you remembered.
Yeah,
we have the San Antonio Spurs looking to destroy and dismantle the Chicago Bulls.
Bulls 108, Spurs 98.
All-star starter DeMar DeRozan.
Yeah, all day. This is gonna be a high-scoring affair. Bulls 135, San Antonio 89.
Wow. We have Minnesota coming off a strong loss against the hot 9 in a row, I think, Phoenix Suns.
Upset City, baby. Minnesota 117, Phoenix 110, Anthony Edwards career high 49.
I'm gonna roll with this upset as well, especially after Minnesota just came close to beating Golden State. I'm gonna go Minnesota 118, Phoenix 116.
And then weirdly, a 10 o'clock game. We have the Giannis Antetokounmpos versus the New York Knickerbockers.
And it's crazy. The game in Phoenix starts before the game in Milwaukee.
Right.
That's west to central. But I think this is the time, the moment we've all been waiting for, the return of Julius Irving Randle.
Wow.
Tonight.
You think?
And he's going to have 45 points, 17 boards, Knicks upset, 120, 119, fadeaway 3 for the win for Randle.
And says, shut up to the crowd.
If I wasn't worried about this table breaking, I would have got up on it and showed you how he would have just got up on the scorer's table
and said,
I'm back, baby.
Yeah.
I don't care if we're in Milwaukee, I'm back.
Matthew.
Milwaukee 134.
Yeah.
Knicks 95.
I'll even do my pick for this game. Giannis, career high 69 points, dunks on Julius and says to him, go back to New Orleans.
Wow.
There we go. And that's the football. I mean, the NBA frenzy.
Friday, dude.
That's the NBA frenzy. But what about the National Hockey League?
In they come. Kevin, what a save by Vasilevsky. Are you kidding me? McAvoy, Frederick, did you get the license plate number on that truck? McDavid, beautiful move. You just knew that Connor McDavid was going to make a statement. What a goal.
All right. So another interesting night in the National Hockey League. And a thing we're not used to saying on this show, the Rangers just come up short, losing to the Blue Jackets 5-3. And, Tony never likes to hear it, but it was a Gorgie game as Shesterkin was on the punt.
All over it with that.
All over it. You knew. And I think it was just a product of you have back-to-back games tonight, and we'll get into it. But, Henrik Lundqvist, getting his jersey retired, so I'm sure they wanted Shesterkin to start that one. Nevertheless, it's Columbus. They're under 500. I know you're on the road. The thing is, you get 2 goals in the first period, and then Columbus ends up answering, tying the game up at 2. And then from that point on, they're outscored 3-1. And it's just a little bit of an embarrassing loss. I mean, I know they're so much of a better team than, the Blue Jackets, and the fact that there was only 18 shots on goal against Georgiev, and to allow 4 goals, that's pretty embarrassing. I mean, obviously, I think that shows why he's the backup goalie and not Shesterkin. So they did get goals from Panarin, from Goudreau, and from Zibanejad. But usually, you equate a win to a Chris Kreider goal. He did not have a goal or an assist. And, you look at ice time. I mean, he was on there for over 20 minutes. So you would have expected, some more production there. But everybody has an off night. And I know Adam Fox left this game with injury. I'm just trying to see if we have a news update in terms of his status. Let's see. Designated for injured reserve Friday, immediately following Thursday's matchup with Columbus. Fox was deemed day-to-day by head coach Gerard Gallant. However, it appears the information was premature. With his placement on IR, the 23-year-old netminder will be out at least through the All-Star break. Through the first half of the season, Fox is leading all defensemen with 47 points, but could see his rivals close on the gap while he's on the shelf. So that's a big loss, obviously. But we've talked about this in nauseum, including yesterday. Deep team, so you'd expect them to have guys to fill in, and I'm sure Jacob Trouba, will be up for the task, as well as Lindgren as well. But is it just one of those things where you're gonna have a bad night, and it's like you gotta just put it in the rearview mirror and just think about the big picture?
Yeah, I think so, dude. I think they'll withstand this injury, no problem, dude. They're a deep team. They're clicking on all cylinders, so I don't think it'll be a problem.
I just
think it'll be good.
I mean, you would have. I'm just curious.
Tough loss for sure.
Yeah. Your perspective on this, though. Do you feel like they almost rest the goalies too much, or do you feel like it's taxing?
I feel like this is the most I've seen since I've really been paying attention to hockey the last few years. That starting goalies haven't gone back to back.
Because Lundqvist, out of the 82 games, was he playing 70?
Yeah,
at least
I would say so.
So it just seems like Georgiev is going to start 30, 35 games. It's just I don't know.
Henry Lundqvist is the man.
Yeah.
By the way.
Yeah. It's a shame, his career ended before he wanted it to. But nice that he
so close to a cup.
Yeah. But nice that he technically, even though I know he signed or was traded, he never actually played for the Capitals. So you could say whole career with the New York Rangers. And we'll talk about them in a sec. As like I said, retirement ceremony tonight, blue carpet, all of that.
Yeah. I gotta call the K show and tell them that story.
Oh yeah. They
especially on today.
They would appreciate that. So we'll get to that game in a sec. That's a national televised game, 8:00 NHL Network. But just looking around the league from last night, how about the Canadiens putting up a fight against the Ducks? I mean, they were down 5-2 heading into the third. Put up 2 goals, but still fall 1 short as the Ducks get a win there. You had 2 goals from Zagras, a goal from Terry. So they pick up a nice win there. Hurricanes taken to the brink by the Senators. This is one I did not expect. Obviously still get the win, but I was thinking this was more like a 6-2, a 5-1 type of situation. But they take it to a shootout. Nevertheless, getting the win. And they'll take it as they're 29-9-2. We saw the Lightning squeak it out against the Devils. Took a 2-1 lead heading into the third. But gave up a goal, but were able to answer back with one of their own. So that's obviously just nice to pick up another win for them as they're 29-10-5. Panthers, no trouble with the Knights. And, I thought this was a big win for the Panthers because they've had some up and down games, sort of to beat a quality team like the Knights. I think, that kind of speaks volumes. And they did get 2 goals from Bennett. And then we saw the Kings 3-2 over the Isles. 2-0 after 2, let up 2 in the third, but get one of their own. So the Kings keep on rolling along, hovering around that playoff line, which is to surprise many. But the surprise of the night, how about Seattle Kraken 2-1 over Pittsburgh? So one of the bigger upsets we've seen this season. Kraken now 11 games under 500, Pittsburgh 27-10-6, but it's just a game where there was just a lack of offense. They had that 1 goal from Malkin, but that was it. And they lose one, but it's just like with the Rangers. We know how good Pittsburgh is. Nothing for them to really worry about. You just had an off night. The Blues get their revenge against the Flames, losing 7-1 last time they played, this time winning 5-1. So you got 2 goals from Saad, as well as a goal and assist from Shen. So that's a nice win. They're 26-12-5. And I feel like they're a team that everybody kind of overlooks in a sense. I mean, they did get that win in the Winter Classic. That'll always get you some notoriety. But their record is one of the best in the league. They're just in a tough Western Conference.
Yeah.
So I expect them to be in the conversation towards the end of the year. Canucks, Jets. I mean, these are 2 teams that we feel are going through some rebuilding despite, having talent. And, the Canucks with JT Miller has the hat trick last night. So they even up their record at 19-19 to go along with 5 overtime losses. But nice to get the hat trick out of Miller. Finally, the Oilers make it 3 in a row, defeating the Predators 3-2. And this one took a shootout. And how about this, though? Before the game, I don't know if it's technically official, but it's set in stone that they're signing Evander Kane. And I was bringing this up to Tony, and he kind of poo-pooed the idea, the character concerns. But Edmonton just needs to have someone else that the defense needs to game plan around. It's that simple. I think it's a great move. And obviously, sure, there's some risk that comes along with it. But I think they'll welcome it because, you get the win here, the win the night before, but it's like, you're only scoring 3 goals. Like, where's that 5, 6, 7 goal strength we saw earlier this season? You look at yesterday, McDavid did have a goal, and you got one from Bouchard. And then, just in the shootout, you win with another goal by McDavid, but, obviously technically that doesn't count as an actual goal. Which is kind of funny, but it counts in the score. It's just kind of weird how that works.
Yeah.
It's like counts for the score, but it's not a goal.
I know. I always got confused with that too, dude.
But I guess they have shootout goal statistics. I would imagine, but no one probably looks at them. So, they're hanging on by a thread. I think Kane will help. And it just, I was actually texting Core about this yesterday. Obviously I've decided on the Rangers, but I would like to see Edmonton in the playoffs, just with that talent, what they can do on the big stage. You always root for talented guys to break through at some point or another. So hopefully they'll get it done. Long way to go. We'll see. But that being said, on to tonight, 5 games on the schedule here. So we got enough for 2 apiece. And I'll start with you, Matthew. Are you going where I think you're going?
Oh, boy. You mean Rangers Wild?
Yeah, and also I'm a little concerned. Minnesota minus 150. Does that mean it's another Gorgiev game?
Oh boy. Hopefully not, but
I gotta look this up.
Dude, I think the Rangers are going to win tonight. This is a big.
Yeah, emotional.
Lundqvist getting the number retired.
You think some of the fellas will be there?
Some of the fellas will be there.
Yeah.
I think, Zuccarello's on Minnesota. Their boy. They're countrymen.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I forgot about Zuccarello.
Yeah, they're homies. So, Rangers 4-0. Good shutout. And Kreider with a hat trick.
No, I love it, honestly. And I mean, I don't care who's playing goalie. But I do think it's going to be, it's going to be Shesterkin. But I'm thinking maybe the fact that Fox, is a big part of the team is why this line changed. But still feel like, I mean, at the end of the day, how is it not at least like a pick 'em to be Minnesota minus 150? Right?
Yeah.
Rangers getting plus 125. It just, I don't know. I just don't think, I don't think it makes sense. But I guess, we'll find out, what'll happen there. But I can't wait for this one. And like you said, Lundqvist, well-deserved. I'm sure we'll see him dapping up with Kreider.
Yeah.
Well.
Oh, yeah.
So that one, 8 o'clock, NHL Network. So you're going 4-0. So that's a Rangers plus 125 on the money line. So you get a little bang for your buck there. And that is an under game. I'm going to go with the Pittsburgh Penguins against the Detroit Red Wings. I just think, while it is a back-to-back, I mean, it's Crosby, it's Malkin, it's Letang. I think they're a little embarrassed that they weren't able to beat Seattle last night. It's Gutznell.
A little embarrassed.
I feel like Tony loves saying Gutznell. I feel like I've heard him say that a lot. And I love what Jarry does in goal, only allowing 2.11 goals against, 2 goals last night, and second one in overtime. So give me Pittsburgh here, 4-1. And so that's an under. That's Pittsburgh, who's laying minus 250. So heavy favorites in this one after dropping the game to Seattle last night. What do you got for numero dos?
Let's see, dude. Numero dos. Also, by the way, the goalie for the Wild, Cam Talbot.
Yeah.
Who was back up to Lundqvist
during
during those years. Dude, I'm going with the Avalanche and Blackhawks, dude. Avalanche are gonna crush them 5-0.
Yeah, dude, it's amazing how good the Avalanche are.
Yeah, they're crazy, bro. 38-3.
I just didn't get it going into the year, and obviously, like I said, new to hockey, but it's just like they didn't start out that well. And Tony's telling me, no, they're Stanley Cup favorites, and they've just been on a tear. I think it's 17 in a row they've won at home. This obviously on the road where there are no slouches, 11-6-2. So I like that one. And I just think they have a very well-balanced team. And who's I feel like it's like just hang him up is Marc-Andre Fleury. He's the goalie for Chicago. I mean, get it?
It's time.
Like it's almost like Lundqvist at the end. In a way,
Yeah.
Because he kind of really tapered.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Colorado, best team in the West so far, and definitely have a very good shot to return to the Stanley Cup Finals. And I've always kind of liked their uniforms a little bit.
Who?
Avalanche.
Yeah.
They like the name is cool, and Patrick Waugh,
Colorado,
Joe
snowy Hawaii.
Yeah,
it's good.
It's a good vibe. It's a good vibe. For number 2, for me, I am gonna go with the Washington Capitals over the Dallas Stars. Washington has looked terrible, losing 8 of 11, but it's Ovechkin, it's Wilson, and it's a Capitals team that wants to get back on track. And of course, Stars, one of the best teams at home in the National Hockey League, 14-4-1. But I just feel like there's, at the end of the day, just an average team that takes advantage of home ice. Their goalies, I guess, I mean, they're all, or their 2 main, Holtby and Oettinger, are under 3 goals a game, 2.6, but the save percentage is 9.17, 909. So I just feel like, they're prone to some mistakes, and I think Washington is due for an offensive explosion here. Give me Ovechkin the hat trick, 5 4, and he hits the game winner with 21 seconds left.
Love it.
So could be a classic. That's a 9 o'clock ESPN Plus game. And the only other game on the schedule, Boston Coyotes. I mean, Coyotes have won 10 games this year. Do you think they make it 11 tonight? It's Boston.
Yeah, let's go with 11, dude.
Yeah, let's go with 11. And I just actually heard something on the radio yesterday. You know, there's a whole thing about they wanted to kick them out of their arena in Tempe.
Yes.
I guess now they're gonna go to Arizona State University's on-campus hockey arena.
Wow.
But I guess it's brand new or something. But you know, I know Tony doesn't want to hear it, but Hartford Whalers, like it just enough, you know?
Yeah.
Like I
don't know, dude. Well, yeah, it'd be cool to have him back, but
I mean, don't you think though that like the attendance, the interest,
it would be a
merch,
good move for the NHL business wise, you know, Hawaii.
Yeah, it just I don't know. The desert is not a place that I feel like hockey's meant to be played.
No, complete opposite.
Yeah,
how do they have any ice? Can't have a winter classic there, that's for sure.
And the fact that you know they were in beautiful downtown Phoenix, brand new arena, and they were kicked out, I think just speaks volumes to that they're just a dead dog.
Dead dog line.
Yeah, just a money pit.
Time to go.
Money pit for the NHL. So I think it'll be another fun night of hockey. And one more thing, of course, before we wrap it up here, your leader board update at the Farmers Insurance Open. And usually, you know, Friday, everybody's jockeying for position over the weekend, hoping to make the cut. But with a Wednesday start here, the cut has already been made. And a little bit of a surprise at the top, not John Rahm, who is tied for the lead at 13 under with Justin Thomas, but the fact that Adam Schenk joins them at 13 under after shooting 62 yesterday. And from now on, you know, this event started, you know, around each south and north course, north playing a lot easier, of course. Now we're all in the south. So this is kind of, you know, as they say, where boys become men, dealing with the conditions of that Oceanside course over there at Torrey Pines. So you got the three of them tied at 13 under. Cam Triangle, or Tringale, actually, it's looks like Triangle, but it's Tringale. He's one shot back at 12 under. Peter Malinati at 11 under. And then you have Justin Rose, Will Zalatoris, and Sahith Thigala at 10 under, along with Luke Liss and Jason Day, who's just made a birdie to move to 10 under. So there's a name, you know, that we want to see do something here. And I just have to see. I'm getting a little nervous. Ricky was at 6 under. Ricky, where are you, bud?
Ricky.
Did he really fall this far? Did he not make the cut? I'm actually bugging for a second. Yeah, wow.
He didn't make the cut?
Yo, he shot 76 yesterday. I was watching PGA Tour Live yesterday. He was on the front 9 at 6 under. He must have shot
blew it
40 on the back.
Shit.
But, you know, he wasn't the only big name to miss the cut. Bryson as well, going 2 under, 70 and 72. You had Duffner missing it. You had Henrik Nylander, Corey Connors, Manuel Grillo, Brooks Koepka. Did you see Brooks Koepka's blonde now?
No, I didn't notice that.
He looks like Eminem, basically.
Let's see.
It's just like, what are you doing? I was like, for a little bit, like a kind of a big fan of Koepka. You know what I mean? The intensity, the dominance, and it seems like he just kind of fallen off.
Oh wow.
You know, he did win the Waste Management Phoenix Open. Michael, 1 to 10 on the hair situation.
0.
I mean,
Does look like Eminem, dude. What the fuck?
Right? It's just like, what are you doing? What are you doing? So tough one for Rick here.
Maybe he's doing the same shit Eminem's doing.
You think? I really thought he was.
They're both clones.
I really thought he was going to be like the next golf guy to dominate, but it just seems like we go through.
I think he's more interested in
go through it all the time.
But everybody gets to 2 or 3 majors and then strokes.
No one's
When the
Tiger.
fuck's Jordan Spieth been by the way?
I mean, last year he contended for some majors. He won a tournament, but you know, obviously he still hasn't won a major since what 2014. But I do think he's on the way up. I think he might have missed a cut yesterday, but last year was kind of his comeback year. But I just want to see that next guy. And I do, like I was saying yesterday, I do think it's going to be Morikawa, but only time will tell. But that being said, I mean, you look at, two of the biggest favorites in this tournament, Rahm, Thomas, right now tied for the lead. So if you had to look into your crystal ball, who would you take to wrap this one up over the weekend?
Who's in first?
Rob
Thomas?
No, John Rahm, Justin Thomas.
John Rahm.
Yeah.
John Rahm.
Breakthrough year after. Remember that whole thing, because he had a positive COVID test. He was leading by like 6 strokes.
And he had to go.
But then he won the U.S. Open the next week.
It's time, dude.
I think that was at whatever the tournament, Muirfield Village, where Jack Nicklaus hosts. But yeah, I do think he's better than Thomas. Thomas is due to win another major. he just won the Players Championship, but he hasn't won. He's only won the one major at the PGA. So he's a guy that I've always thought is good. 63 yesterday. So should be a fun, night of golf tomorrow to wrap up this tournament. Kind of weird with the Saturday finish. So we'll see what happens. But the PGA Tour is off and it's running. Any thoughts on the head? You see the head coaching hires that we've had?
Yeah, dude.
So we got.
I like Bears getting the offensive coordinator from Green. Or no, sorry,
the Broncos.
The Broncos.
Yeah.
And then the Bears got who?
The Bears got Eberfuss, the former Colts, Matt Eberfuss, defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know. The Colts, have pretty good defense, so.
Yeah.
Anything probably better than Matt Nagy at this point for them.
Yeah, I just hope that he brings in a quality offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
To mentor Fields because that's what they need.
Yep. Yeah, I like to see Fields do well. Him and Wilson.
Yeah.
Same draft class.
And then a lot of steam pointing towards Josh McDaniels going to Vegas. What do you think about that?
Wow, that's the first time I've heard that.
Yeah.
He's
a chief.
Maybe he'll accept it and then rescind it like he did with the Colts.
But I think I could see him finally just taking it because you know what I mean. It's just a prime thing. Dude. Go to Vegas.
Yeah, you don't have to. You're not winning like you were in New England anymore. That era is over.
And I think he feels like he could do some good work with Derek Carr.
Yeah.
Even though I'm kind of just like I don't know how much can he even get any better at this point in your eyes, Derek Carr being 31,
I think we've
32.
seen the best of him, dude.
Yeah,
we've seen the best of him.
I think just not good enough.
Yeah.
Who do you think the Giants end up hiring?
I would like to see him get Flores, dude. I think that they'd be kind of blowing it if they didn't get him. I think he's from Brooklyn too, so New York guy. But I guess maybe they don't like that he doesn't get along with. It seems like he's a bit of a chief in that sense.
Right.
Like you can't tell him what to do, really, or not even that, but like just can't get along with other front office people.
Yeah.
Either him or the Bills. Obviously, the Bills offensive coordinator would be a great decision as well. And it looks like they're going to stick with Jones too for another year, which they should, because then after next year they don't have to bring him back.
What do you think though? Let's say they kill the offseason. Nothing crazy like Devontae Adams is coming, but just a good draft, solid, free agent signings, improve the line. What's the absolute best case scenario for Jones next year?
I would say like 20 touchdowns and like 13 interceptions, 14 interceptions.
Yeah, like not even 4K on the yardage.
I can't see it.
Yeah,
I can't see it.
Yeah,
right now, dude. They have guys that they had a tough year with her COVID, this, that, and the other thing. But
it's always this.
I know. So I think Jones is tough, dude. It seems to be a tough project thus far. So I think you give him another shot though with this Bills offensive coordinator, dude. Bring him on and let him go to work, dude. Look what we did with Josh Allen. So
I like the idea of bringing in Trubisky as a backup to compete.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I feel like it's because Mike Glennon was the worst backup quarterback
be there
of all history.
Yeah,
last year.
Talk about somebody that should call it up, hang it up.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Speaking of hanging it up, officially, even though we already knew it was coming, Roethlisberger announces it yesterday. Chokery, the big Steelers fan that he is thinking that they're set on giving Mason a year. Mason Rudolph, I mean,
I
feel like
just until they figure out what they can do, dude. There's no quarterbacks for the draft this year.
Rodgers couldn't get along with Tomlin.
Nah, that wouldn't work.
I mean, for a year, if they could get him, I would bring in Kirk Cousins and then try to develop someone.
Yeah, I think that would be a better route to go than just sticking with
Mason
automatically going to Mason Rudolph. He's terrible. Yeah,
he's so bad.
I like that idea about Cousins. There's somebody along the middle of the road type of guy like that.
Yeah. So I think that'll be interesting. We got the Saints vacancy as well, the Vikings. So a lot of openings. The Jags still yet to be filled. I guess they were like in a final negotiation period with Leftwich, and now there's some tension.
Really?
He wants Trent Baalke out at general manager. So they might be throwing around some other candidates there. So really a lot to be determined. How about the Vikings go with the Browns director of player personnel, Adolfo Mensah, as the general manager? It's like, you're going to take someone from Cleveland. I know. All right. Like, they brought some better players, but I don't know. I feel like I would feel comfortable taking someone from Buffalo, taking someone from New England, taking someone from New Orleans, from Green Bay. But to go to Cleveland, I don't know about that one. But
it's always questionable, anything with Cleveland, dude.
Yeah.
Because they've been so bad.
You think Baker comes back?
Yeah. Yeah. Give him another.
And blows it.
Probably.
Tony will be tearing up.
Dude, well, it's crazy. If you just look at like Odell alone, he was not, they didn't use him at all.
And they had me convinced that Odell was
Odell, but it was clearly Baker.
Like, he just sucks.
He didn't give him the ball.
There's just no two ways around it.
Yeah.
He is just awful.
Awful.
But this is going to be a fun off season. I'm really excited to see what the Jets are going to do.
Absolutely.
But
the draft coming up.
Months
away.
And I'm just seeing on here. So really, it's just the Vikings opening, the Saints opening, and what are there? Oh, the Dolphins. Who knows what direction they're going to go in?
I don't know. I have no pulse with that.
The Texans, I guess, are hot on McCown. It just seems like they're so idiotic too, and they could have had
McCown.
And like you fire David Coley, not that he's like some Hall of Fame coach, but it's like you're gonna bring in a guy like Josh McCown, who's never been like, I don't even know if he's been an offensive coordinator. It's like,
I know.
I don't know. I guess some things you just never know.
You don't. Some things you know, and some things you don't know. You never know.
But I can't wait for Championship Sunday.
Same, dude. It's gonna be epic.
Super Bowl Sunday.
What a show! What a show to end the week.
What a show!
Great week.
What a life!
What a life!
And as we head out into the weekend, any messages, Matthew?
Just everybody, have a great weekend. Enjoy it. Championship Sunday. Nothing like it. And get to downtimetv.com. Check us out. We got the merch over there. We got this fly. Windbreakers, dude. We got hoodies, pullovers, hats, everything you need. YouTube, Downtime TV. Subscribe to the channel. Follow us on Instagram. And we're out here. And looking forward to all good things to come.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more.
Hope you have a great trip, Barnes.
Appreciate it. Everybody, though, enjoy the weekend of sports. Enjoy the golf, the football, the basketball.
We'll be back Monday, but you will be in.
I'll be back the following Monday. I will be in Puerto Vallarta. And
you call anything?
I'm sure there'll be an opportunity. I can't wait for Barnes' Super Bowl party. Do we know who this is?
There you go, Fuzz.
No.
We'll
Cosner,
see you there, buddy.
I think it's Cosner.
Cosner. What about JPO?
No. Stay dry, guys. Snow.
Yeah.
We'll see you Monday.
Be safe. We'll see you Monday.
Hey guys, Tony here from Downtime TV checking in. I want to thank all our fans out there who's been liking, subscribing, sharing our content.